Well, welcome to Focus Today, and well, we got Tim Elbert in the house, better known as the Timinator, we like to call him and joke around with him a little bit, but he heads up the Four Seasons Nursery out on Highway 62, and he's here to take your phone calls today. Our phone number is 776-5368, or if you're listening outside the immediate area, guess what? You can join the conversation too, toll free, 1-800-373-5368. When you call in with your questions, your name's going to go in the hat, and somebody's going to win the tulips today, right, Tim?
Yeah, we got some beautiful tulips. They're just starting to bloom. Of course, these ones are yellow, but if yellow's not your forte, if you win, you will get to choose your color.
Those are so pretty and bright. Wow, they're just beautiful. Well, again, let us know if you have any questions, because, you know, we're going into a great week and great weekend. This is the beginning of spring break. Of course, it's Holy Week. And we have Palm Sunday this Sunday, and but it's going to be some great weather to be working in your yard, and warming temperatures, and those buds are just about ready to pop, aren't they?
They are. They definitely are. Walking through the nursery and taking a look at things, things are getting exciting out there. Yeah. Yeah, lots of stuff going on.
So give us a call and your name will go in the hat, and you could win these beautiful tulips here. Now, you brought a little good, is that your morning drink, or what's that?
This is my coffee. No, this is a product we've talked about on the air several times before. It's called Florel. It's put out by Monterey, and this product is very, very timely, and so that's why I brought it in, was to kind of remind me and to remind everybody that this should be applied sometime soon.
You see that?
It is. This is a product that helps prevent fruit and seed production on your plants. And so, for instance, those flowering plums that are so beautiful that are blooming right now, if they go too far, then sometimes they will actually produce a fruit. And that fruit can get messy, can drop all over the driveway and in the yard.
Everything.
yeah. And so this product helps to prevent that from happening, and it stops those from producing. But the time to put it on is from mid-bloom to late bloom.
So right now.
So it's right now, and you've got to get that on them. Also, you know, the sweet gum trees that have those spiny balls.
Right.
Yeah, you can spray those and keep them from producing those spiny balls. And anything else that produces a seed or a fruit that you don't want to, crab apples and things like that, you can get this on there and stop them from actually producing fruit.
All right, there you go. And it's called Florel.
Florel.
And put out by Monterey, so check it out. And get it on, because those plum trees are just starting to pop out. And in fact, right across the street here, I saw a white one and a pink one all bloomed out and ready to go. So now's the time to get it on there.
Yes. So the timing is now for that. So.
All right. Hey, give us a call if you got any questions about what should be going on in your yard and some projects you may be taking on this next week. The phone number is 776-5368, and it's right there at the bottom of the screen, or toll free for those of you along the Oregon coast or down in Northern California or over in the Klamath Basin. You can join us as well, toll free at 1-800-373-5368. Your name will go in the hat. Somebody's going to win these beautiful potted tulips. Now, whether you like yellow or another color, he'll let you pick that out at the nursery. All right, one other item you brought here, and this is a big one.
Yeah, this is another one that I was thinking about today, because it is, you know, we've got beautiful weather coming.
Yeah.
But it's also going to be kind of cold at night.
Cold at night, yeah.
And so I brought this in to show. This is frost cloth.
Frost cloth.
And it's a specific material that is made to help increase the temperature on the underneath side of it, so that your plant material can stay warm. Now, there's different grades available. And so you want to take a look at what grade that you're getting to make sure that you're getting them. Some of them they only protect for an extra 2 to 4 degrees, and then this is the ultimate one. This is the most. I should say the heaviest one, and this one here will protect up to 10 degrees.
Wow.
So, you know, from frost. So this will, if it gets down to 22 degrees, this will still protect it from freezing.
So what should we be covering?
So
everything.
Yeah.
Well, our house is going to look like a big blanket.
Yeah, just about. Things that are blooming right now that maybe are a little tender. Maybe you just bought some flowers and you wanted to get them in the ground, or maybe your tomato, excuse me, your tomato plants or vegetable plants that you just got in. You want to keep them protected from frost. This is a great way to do that. And we will have this available by the foot. So it comes 6 feet wide, and it comes in a 50-foot roll like this. Or you can tell us how much you want, and we'll cut it to match for you.
All right, check it out. All right, let's go to the phones again. When you call in, your name's going to go in the hat. Somebody's going to win a pot full of tulips here, and your choice of colors. We have the yellow here. Aren't they just beautiful? Look at that, just gorgeous. And Tim will make that available to you. Hi, Rita. What's going on with your clematis?
Well, it's one I want to get. I have the run-of-the-mill clematis, but I'm looking for...
Wait a minute. I'm not familiar with that variety.
It's a very special type. Okay, you can only get it in Central Point.
Oh, I see. I see. Okay.
Yeah, I've been told that there is a white, very fragrant evergreen.
Yes.
But I'm just wondering where I would find one, and is the care any different from the regular run-of-the-mill?
Okay, so the care is going to be very similar. The evergreen one likes to have a bit of shade. In our valley, anyways. Mm-hmm. It is an aggressive grower. It grows very, very quickly and covers quite a large area, which makes it a beautiful plant. But it will probably be larger than your run-of-the-mill varieties. But white flowers that are fragrant, they're just beginning to bloom now, so it's a very early bloomer. And there is some beautiful ones at this great little nursery called Four Seasons.
I've heard about that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll have to sort of get my little buggy out and tootle on over to that little nursery.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, and a happy spring and a wonderful Easter for all of you.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you.
Same to you. Blessings on you. Okay, well, by the way, those clematis can have a great fragrance, can't they?
They can, and typically the deciduous varieties don't have much of a fragrance, but the evergreen ones do, and it's a very strong, perfumey fragrance, and they're very nice. If you've not experienced them, at least come by and sniff a couple of them.
There you go. All right.
You don't have to scratch, you just sniff.
Get your name in the hat. Somebody's going to win some tulips today. 776-5368 or toll free 1-800-373-5368. Hi, Steve. What's going on with your azaleas?
So the azaleas I planted last summer, and they did great all summer long, and I'm noticing now that they're starting to turn kind of yellow on the lower parts of the leaves, and they also have black spots on them.
There could be some black spot fungus, same fungus that attacks roses and photinias and other things too. It's typically not a, fatal disease on azaleas, but it can cause them to defoliate. If you wanted to treat them, there is a product called 2-in-1, and it is a fungicide insecticide combination. You just take that, mix it with water, and water your plants with that, and that will control insects and disease problems for quite some time.
Okay.
So
now I also live kind of on the north face of a hill, and I don't get a lot of sunshine this time of year.
Right.
Does that have anything to do with that?
It could very well be that the cold temperatures are causing more problems with that. And let me clarify, the fungicide won't actually stop those black spots from developing. It just should keep. Well, I shouldn't say that. It won't make those ones go away. It will stop new ones from coming on.
Gotcha.
So you don't expect that all of a sudden those leaves are going to turn green and be nice again. Those ones are still going to fall off.
Okay, sure.
But yes, weather can be a big factor in that as well.
Okay, should I fertilize them? Will that kind of help them along too?
I don't like to fertilize the azaleas until they're finished blooming. Azaleas and rhododendrons, sometimes if you feed them too early, they will kind of drop their flowers and kind of say, well, look, hey, plenty of food. We don't need flowers. Let's just grow really well. And so we call it breaking bud or busting bud, and then they will just end up putting on foliage instead. So kind of wait on those.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, 776-5368 is the phone number. Steve Johnson has moss in his lawn. What should he do?
Well, you know, moss is always a problem. It's becoming more of a problem here as our landscapes get older. But in the Willamette Valley, it's been a huge problem for many years. And we've always used iron for control of moss. However, it doesn't really kill the moss. It will burn it down, and then you just kind of rake it or let it kind of deteriorate back in. But the moss will be back, and so there's no really good moss killer that's going to kill the moss and keep it out. But just by putting down some granulated iron on the lawn, that will help dramatically.
All right, let's go back to the phones. Hi, Cecil. What's going on with your slugs?
Oh, my name is Cecile.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
no, that's
Cecile.
okay. Everybody says that. That's okay.
I apologize.
I'll call you Cecile.
Cecile, yes. I have all the time huge leopard-looking ones all the time, all year last year in my garden. I fought them all year.
Oh, yes. Yeah. And, you know, slugs are, again, you know, one of those things that are becoming more and more of a problem. They love that fresh new growth in the spring. And there are several things that you can do to get rid of them. I like to use a product called Sluggo, which is, I'm trying to think what it's, iron something or other. Anyways, it's a very safe one around animals. So
good.
Yeah, so that's a great one to use. Sprinkle that down on a regular basis, and that should keep them under control.
Okay, thank you.
You're
yes,
welcome.
I have dogs. Thank you, and God bless you.
You too.
All right, you too.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Tim Elbert's in the house taking your phone calls, and when you do call in, your name's going in the hat. Somebody's going to win a nice little pot full of tulips here. This number is 776-5368 or toll free at 1-800-373-5368. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Paulina, and I work at theDove TV. Did you know that when you support theDove TV, you have a profound impact, not only in our community, but around the world? It's your continued support that takes the inspiration and hope in the programs we produce and makes them available to the thousands of people who are watching these videos online every week. Help bring encouragement and hope to our valley and beyond by making a secure online donation today at our website, thedove.us.
All right, we are heading into some beautiful weather. We're heading into spring break, and here we are heading into Easter week, and everything's getting ready to pop out there. The buds are just swelling to full capacity. Tim Elbert's in the house taking your phone calls today, and as you call in, your name's going in the hat. Somebody's going to win this little pot full of tulips, whether it's the yellow or another color. He'll make that available to you, so get your phone calls in, 776-5368. and or 1-800-373-5368. All right, let's go to Sheila. You've been very patient, Sheila. What's going on?
Well, my tulips and daffodils all came up this year, but no flowers, just the green stems.
Oh, how long have they been in the ground?
Maybe a few years.
Have you ever
not more than probably 3.
Have you ever divided them, dug them up and divided them?
In fact, the ones I put out in my front garden were just last year. I mean, they were the year before because they came up beautiful last year. Mm-hmm. And this year they've just got the green stalk, you know, stems, but no stalk or flower, but just the green leaf shoots.
You got deer?
No deer.
Well, generally, what can happen is as the bulbs begin to grow and divide, they kind of run out of room, and so as they divide, the bulbs don't get big enough to produce flowers, and so you might consider this year, once the foliage begins to die back, dig them up and separate them. Take the smallest bulbs out, keep the larger ones, and replant those back in. Add a little bone meal at that time, or superphosphate, or something to help increase the phosphorus there, which is going to make the bulbs get bigger.
Oh, okay, bone meal, huh?
Yeah. and then try that and see how that works for you. But that's probably what's going on. Is you're just not being able to get big enough.
Huh. Okay. Well, thank you.
Thanks,
You're
Sheila.
welcome.
Bye.
Bye. 776-5368, 776-5368. Let's see here. I'm going to try that one. I'll try that's not working. Hello, guys in the control room. Help me out here. I need to go to Alex. It's not working. So if you guys can put Alex on the line. Alex, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you got a watering problem, huh?
I'd just like to know how often I should water the tulips if I want them.
Oh.
Well, now wait a minute. This is going to be interesting.
That's a good question to ask so that you can win. Yes.
Sorry, I threw it, didn't you?
Yes. I would say a good once a week watering on those.
Okay, that's easy enough.
All right.
All right.
We'll see what happens coming up in a little while here. Okay, Alex?
All right, thank you.
You're the man. All right. That was pretty clever. Okay. All right. Good morning to you. That's one way of getting your name in the hat. All right. Let's see if we can go to Peggy M. My little iPad's not working here too well. All right. Peggy, are you there? What's going on with your Christmas cactus?
Hi.
Hi.
I inherited a Christmas cactus from my mom in '98 when she died, and I've never transplanted it or anything. I was wondering when you might have to do that, or how do you know when to transplant it, or to make it into a bigger pot.
Well, I have seen some very large Christmas cactus growing in some very small pots, and so I know that they will do well in a smaller container without being transplanted. But if it's getting so big that it's kind of top heavy and hard to handle or hard to keep watered, then consider moving it into just one size larger container. And it's not an easy task because you kind of have to get that foliage up and maybe take two people, somebody to kind of hold up that foliage, and then just pull the pot off of the bottom and set it down in the new pot with a little soil, work that around in there, and it's just it just takes a little time and a little finesse.
Oh, okay. Well, it's about 3 foot across at least.
Wow.
That's
a big one.
So you might need 3 people.
Okay, well, I thank you very much, Tim.
All righty, you're welcome.
All right, 776-5. Thank you, Peggy. 776-5368. We'll go to Vicki, and let's see. Okay, did we lose Vicki? I think we did. All right, while we're waiting for that, I got an email here, came in from Deanna. How to get rid of the mint plant weed. She's been fighting it for 11 years. It's everywhere.
Oh, mint can take over. We always say if you're going to plant mint, plant it between a rock and a hard place.
Okay.
Because, yes, it does trail and grow up and cover. But a standard lawn weed killer can control it very easily. And so a spray that you would use to kill weeds in the lawn, use that on your mint. But do this first. Cut it down. Give it a little chance to start to come back before you spray this on. And then mark the area off, block it off so that nobody decides, ooh, mint, and grabs a little bit of it. You want to make sure that after you've sprayed it, nobody's going to try to eat it. So, but yeah.
Such as? A product such as?
Weed Free Zone by Fertilome or Weed Out. Those are really good ones. There's another one, if you really want to go great guns, go for the Turflawn ester.
Okay.
That'll kill just about anything but grass.
Okay. Well, there you go. Hopefully that helps you, Deanna. All right, let's see if we can go to Ann. Ann has a question about pH testing or tester. Are you there, Ann? Oh, hold on. We'll get you switched here. I'm waiting. There we go. Hi, Ann.
Hi.
Hi. You want to know a good pH tester?
Yeah, when I look on, say, like Amazon.com, I'm looking at reports from other people, and I haven't seen any great reports, so I wondered if you had any soil tester kit or, pH tester plus temperature tester that you would recommend.
As far as a probe goes, there is nothing that's any good.
Oh,
nothing that's any good, really. You know, we've tried different ones, and you can take the probe and you can stick it in the soil, you pull it back out and stick it 2 inches away and get a whole different reading.
Yeah.
It's just they're just not that reliable. They'll get you in the ballpark, but that's about it. If you really want to know the pH of your soil, there are little pill-type testers where you mix it with your soil with water and drop this little pill in and it changes color. You can go with something like that. They're pretty inexpensive, kind of one-time testers. And we do carry those down at the store. But there's also another option. We used to do pH testing once a year, and now we do it whenever you want. You bring us a sample of your soil, and we've got a professional tester, and we will actually test your soil for you. Give us a day or two, because we can't always get to it right away.
Sure.
But if you bring us a sample, we'll get to it. We'll test it for pH, and we'll test it for what we call dissolved solids, which would mean basically the salts that are in your soil. And we can't tell what nutrients are there, but we can tell if it's high or if it's low. And if it's low, you'll want to add fertilizer. If it's high, then you'll want to make sure that it's not, there's no problems going on with excessive salts, you know, boron or one of those things.
Okay.
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 Thanks, Ann. All right, let's go to Vicki. Vicki is back, and let's see here. Sorry about that, Vicki.
Hi.
What's your
I have to tell you, I'm on a cell phone, and I'm trying to hide from the cops.
Okay.
But I have planted 3 different kinds of dwarf fruit trees. There's a kumquat, and a blood orange. And I planted them 2 years ago, and they just keep looking at me like, we're trying, but I can't make them do anything. They just seem to be just barely surviving.
You planted them in the ground?
Yeah.
And there's the problem.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they do not like our winters at all, and our soils are very, very cold, according to them. They need much warmer soils. You might consider digging them up, putting them in containers. You can bring them in the wintertime and then back out in the summertime. But they just are not really made for our climate.
Oh, okay. And I'm over at the coast. Does that make any difference?
Over at the coast, you know, you're definitely not as cold in the wintertime, but in the summertime, you're really not very warm either. Now, if you're having pretty good success with them in the ground over there, you know, keeping them alive, you might consider trying to warm the soil. Use a little bit of clear plastic around them and see if that doesn't heat that soil up a little bit. You'll have to move that away once in a while to water and to, you know, take care of, but putting that around can warm that soil up really well.
Wonderful. Okay, thank you so much.
All right, thanks, Vicki. Well, there you go.
Yeah,
if you're going to plant something, you may want to put the green side up, right?
Yeah, that works too. That definitely helps.
All right, let's go to Lisa. Hi, Lisa. You got aphids?
Yes. We bought this house that has 7 gigantic oak trees out front. And so all last summer, the cars were covered with this powdery stuff, which I understand is from aphids.
Yes.
Does the stuff work? I heard that you can have the trees injected with something or put some spikes or something in the ground.
Yeah, there is. You can have them injected, and you need to call a professional for that. But then there's also some pretty good systemics you can put around them. We've got one that's just called Tree and Shrub Systemic Soil Drench. I think it's, anyways, you just pour that around the base of the tree and water that in, and that takes care of it. That really works well.
Yay.
Okay.
Is it time to do it right now?
It's, you know, as they're just starting to leaf out, that would be the timing. So we're right in there, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Lisa. All right, our phone number is 776-5368 or toll free for those of you living along the coast or in Northern California or over in the basin. You can call us as well. That's 1-800-373-5368 with Tim Elbert in the house. Somebody's going to win a tulip plant coming up, and we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Daniel and I work at theDove TV. You know, compared to Portland, Seattle, and LA, Medford might be considered a small market, but at theDove, we're excited about the opportunity to make a big impact right here in our community. And you help make that happen. Did you know that more than 90% of our income comes from people like you? You can help us now by making a secure online donation at our website, thedove.us, or by phoning 541-776-5368.
We are back with the Timinator, Tim Elbert, Four Seasons Nursery. It's out on Highway 62, so you go on out, you get off on Vilas Road, hop over to the frontage road, go up about a half mile. You can't miss it. It's beautiful, full of all kinds of good things. Open 9 to 5?
9 to 5 every day but Easter.
Every day but Easter. All right, good for you. All right, 9 to 5 every day but week from Sunday. And anyway, if you have any questions about what's going on in your yard or not going on in your yard, your name will go in the hat for this beautiful pot of tulips. Whether you want yellow or another color, he'll make that available to you. And things are getting to begin to bud. I noticed the roses now that we properly handle are beginning to come out.
Yes.
And they're looking good.
You know, I had a couple of people come in, you know, over the last several days who have said that they tried the rose formula on their roses for the first time and that they were incredible.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so...
The magic formula is too late now, but nonetheless, we'll give it to you next year. But those roses are starting to come out. So, for us lawn fanatics that lose the battle...
Amateur.
Yeah, 40 years of doing it, I'm an amateur. Anything going on, fertilizing, anything going on now?
Well, you should have already put on your first fertilizing on your lawn, which would be the All Seasons, which is the fertilizer with the pre-emergent weed killer in it, and the Natural Guard soil activator. Getting those both on right now will help to feed the lawn, keep the weeds down, and help break down thatch and dead grass from over the winter. So if you haven't done that yet, you should definitely get that on right away. Also, the fungus control, the F-stop, you can get that on the lawn right now. That's going to help to prevent all kinds of lawn funguses and diseases that might be going on.
Like ring?
Like fairy ring and red thread and snow mold, all of those things that happen this time of year. As the temperature's warm, and yet while we still have the higher humidity, that's when funguses begin to develop. So with this changing weather, it's not a bad idea to get that F-stop on just as a preventive.
And too early to seed?
You know, in my opinion, yes, it's still a little early. We're still kind of cold. Now, you could put seed down. It's just not going to germinate very quickly.
Okay.
So I like to say, you know, I usually say right around the 1st of April. So we're getting close. But it wouldn't hurt to hold off a couple more weeks.
All right. Let us know. Phone number is 776-5368 or toll free 1-800-373-5368. And when you call in, your name's going in the hat, and coming up in a few moments, we're going to draw a name out. It could be yours, and you'll win this pot full of tulips. This one or one like it, depending on the color you want. All right, let's see if we can get Nancy on board this morning. I need the guys in the control room to pop that for me. And Nancy has a question about tomato seeds, right, Nancy?
Yes, I do. I started my seeds with those little pellet thingies. I don't know what you call them.
Oh, yeah, the little Jiffy pellets.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And so I started with that, put the heat mat underneath the start box, and then we've now got a grow light on it. But the tomato starts are about almost 3-4 inches tall. They're real gangly looking, and I'm wondering when they're going to set. How do you know when they're going to set that second set of leaves so I can put them into a 4-inch pot?
Well, so they haven't put on a second set yet?
No.
Okay. And your grow light, is it a fluorescent fixture?
Yes, it is.
And how far away is it from the surface of the plant?
Let me look. It's about 4 inches.
Okay, so you've got it real close. That's good. That's important. You should start to see the second set forming soon.
Okay.
But the intense, good intense light is important. The other thing you can do, it's kind of crazy, but put a fan close by that can keep the leaves stirred And I like to use an oscillating fan, so it's not all blowing one direction, but just kind of going back and forth. And that will help them to strengthen up their main stalks.
Okay.
And that extra movement gets them to do that. So you won't have such a tall, spindly thing. You'll end up with a nice, little bit smaller plant.
Okay, so I should not plant it till it gets the second leaves, even though they're gangly looking? And
yeah, those first leaves are actually not really leaves. They're what we call cotyledons. And you want to wait for the second set, which would be their regular leaves, which in reality is their first set of leaves.
Oh, okay.
So yes, you do kind of want to wait for that before you transplant them.
So they're not going to fall over or anything, even though they're gangly looking, and that little peat cup isn't very big, so that's
right. Try the fan. Get a fan going, and all you want to do is kind of stir them a little bit. You don't want them to be blowing away. But try that and see how that works for you.
Is it too late to start a couple of more tomato seeds the same way?
No, you can still start tomato seeds now. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right,
you're welcome.
Thank you,
Bye.
Nancy. 776-5368 is the number. 776-5368. Let's go to Ron, and Ron's got a question about moss as well. Hi, Ron.
Hi, this is Ron, the wannabe gardener again.
Yeah.
I keep wanting to be. Hey, I have a question on. I had moss in my yard, and I put some stuff down, and it's turning black.
Right.
And so now, would it be good to put that soil activator? Will that take that away, or
that'll help that break down faster? Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's great. And then my second question is tree roots. My yard is on a sprinkler system.
Okay.
And I keep getting tree roots wanting to come to the top, and I assume that's because of my sprinkler system, but I'm not sure.
Well, it could also be the variety of the tree. Some types of trees tend to have shallower roots than others, but definitely shallow watering on a lawn will, the trees will seek that water out, and so they send out small little roots out there, but then those roots grow, and as they grow and expand, we begin to see them.
And messing up my bricks around the edges.
Yeah, that can happen. And unfortunately, there's not a lot you can do about that. Cutting the root itself will only make it want to produce more roots.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
After I just cut a root. Okay.
Well, sometimes you have to, keep the wife happy.
Yeah, well, in this case it was me, but I'm happy now. Okay, that's what I needed to know.
All right, thanks, Ron.
Hey, Ron.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Well, I was just going to say, Ron, if he keeps calling and asking questions, pretty soon we're going to be calling him Ron the Gardener.
Ron the Gardener.
Yeah.
All
instead of wannabe.
All right. Well, Dr. Tim Elbert's in the house this morning, and if you have any questions for your yard, the phone number is 776-5368, and then toll-free 1-800-373-5368. And we're going into a weekend where the temperatures are going to warm, and we got a little rain. We didn't get a lot. Should we do some watering now?
I've looked out through my yard, and no, I haven't needed to actually put any more water in my yard. Of course, in the nursery, in the containers, they've dried out quite a bit, so we've had to keep the sprinklers going on those. So really kind of check your area out and see what it's like, but I wouldn't think that you would need to on the lawn or on your shrub beds right now. Of course, I put the fertilizer and stuff on my lawn. I did want to, you may want to go ahead and put the
water it in.
Water it in, yeah. I got it down on mine just before that rain, so was able to get that settled in okay. But if it's not going to rain, definitely you get the lawn fertilizer on, a little water on there, get the sprinklers going. It's not a bad idea.
Bare roots.
Bare roots.
Got them?
Yes.
Still okay?
There's still a few, yep. Actually, still quite a few. There's all different kinds of fruit trees available right now. So, and it's getting to be the end of that season. So if you're looking for bare root fruit trees, you're really going to want to get that done right away. We say the end of March is the end of bare root season. So if you're looking for stuff, definitely get that in right away.
All right, and people who have very hard soil they're working with, maybe like a granite type thing, should they put something in with the mixture to keep that soil loose?
Definitely. Heavy heavy clay soils or hard soils or rocky soils, you definitely want to add some good organic material to that. Now, organic material does a couple of different things. Of course, it helps fluff up the soil, making it looser, making it easier for roots to develop and get out there. But the other thing that it does is it helps to hold nutrients. There's a concept we call the cationic exchange capacity, or the CEC, in a soil, and what it means is that's kind of the ability of a soil to glom on to those nutrients and hold it for the plants, so the plants can take that and use that. And if you have a low CEC, like a granity soil would be a low CEC, then when you go to fertilize, the fertilizer just leaches through and it doesn't stay in. So that's what that organic material is also going to do, is hold that in there better.
All right, 776-5368 or toll free at 1-800-373-5368. Let's go to Nancy, and she has a question about fertilizing camellias. Is that right?
That's right.
What's your problem?
Well, I have a camellia bush that was put in when we had our yard done.
Yes.
And that was in 2006, and so it's been 6 years. And it's staying alive, but it's not really doing a whole lot. It might have a bloom or two and this kind of thing. We have a really large Doug fir in the yard, and so what I was wondering is there a certain type of, maybe it needs to be fertilized on a regular basis or something, and so I was wondering what you would recommend for it.
Yeah, definitely need to fertilize it, and use an acid fertilizer, something specifically for rhododendrons and azaleas. If you're looking for a good organic type, there is the Hollytone by Espoma. Also, Fertilome makes a good one as well. That is kind of it's just an azalea fertilizer.
Okay.
Okay.
Very good. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Nancy. All right, we'll be right back and take more questions, and your name will go in the hat. Coming up towards the end of this next segment, somebody's going to win this pot full of tulips, and whether you want yellow or another color, Tim will make that available for you. The phone number is 776-5368 or toll free at 1-800-373-5368. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Paula, and I work at theDove TV. Every day we get letters and emails from people who've been encouraged, blessed, and challenged by the programs on theDove TV. But we couldn't do it without you. Did you know that more than 90% of our income comes from people like you? You can help us continue to bring inspiration and hope to our community by making a secure online donation at our website, thedove.us, or call us at 541-776-5368.
Okay, we're back with Tim Elbert. He heads up the Four Seasons Nursery, and out on Highway 62, you go like you're going out to Crater Lake, get off on Vilas Road, hop over to the frontage road, go up about a half mile. You can't miss it. 9 to 5 every day, but they will be closed on Easter. And check it out. All right, let's go back to the phones. Mariah's been waiting, and you want to know how to control ivy, is that right?
Yes, I have some ivy in my yard. I just started like kind of trying to put it out, but my neighbor has it on his side of the fence. And I just was wondering, I know there's still root structure under the ground. Is there a way for me to control that ivy?
No. All right, next question. No. Ivy is very aggressive, and there's really not a good option for keeping that from coming back. So the best thing you can do is just maintain and be diligent about it. But yes, it will come back, unfortunately.
Or
pulling it just doesn't work. And there's no stuff I can put in there to inhibit it or something.
No. It doesn't respond to anything. So you can pull it and clean it out. You can spray it and kill it. But it's still going to, if it's in your neighbor's yard, it's still going to come back. There's just, unless you get rid of it in your neighbor's yard.
So just kind of trim it.
Send them to Disneyland for a week and
sneak over there and pull it out.
Oh my goodness, what happened to your ivy?
Well, so will it attack like my trees and that kind of thing? I can just like, the only way I can control the attack of it is just to trim it back?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mariah. Okay.
Wish I had better news.
Yeah, so that's a toughie, especially if it's on the other side of the fence. I mean, otherwise you got to reach around and grab the whole thing and pull it out.
Right.
All right, 776-5368. If you have any questions for Tim, your name will go in the hat for this pot full of tulips here, or toll free 1-800-373-5368, and get your name in the hat right away. All right, now anything in the vegetable department?
Oh, yes. Lots going on in the vegetable department. Seed potatoes and onions. You want to be getting those in the ground now, if you haven't already. Also, there's lots of stuff coming out right now. We've got for the first time ever, Four Seasons Nursery homegrown vegetable starts coming out next week.
Really?
So, yes. So
you did that in your own greenhouse, huh?
Yes. Kind of an expansion this year. Kind of a crazy year to be doing expanding, but but yes, we are doing a lot of our own vegetable starts. We won't be able to do all of them, but we are definitely doing a lot of them, and we have kind of polled customers and talked to people and to try to find out what varieties people are looking for, like in tomatoes and things, and those are the choices we went with. So I'm sure that you're going to find the varieties you're looking for. So check back in with us on that. And also the fact that we're growing them ourselves, we will be able to offer them at a little better price this year than we have in years past. So really excited about that.
All right. Well, there you go. Vegetable starts at the Four Seasons coming up in about a week or so, huh?
Yes. Give us this weekend.
When you get one that young, you still got to kind of keep it indoors for a while.
Yes, or protect it. If you're planting them outside, keep them protected again with the frost cloth or some other way of protecting them. But definitely, keep them protected until May. So, or if you've got greenhouses or places that you can put them, you can get them in the starts now. Put them in something a little bit larger and grow them on, so that you have a much more mature plant when you get going.
All right. If you we have a couple lines available. 776-5368 is the phone number, and you can ask Tim a question and get your name in the hat for this nice little pot full of tulips. How long will these go?
I don't know. A few weeks.
Oh, okay.
They just started out, so the tulips and bulbs don't usually last for a very long time, but probably a couple more weeks at least.
All right, and then what happens when they're done blooming? What do you do with this thing?
Well, then you just kind of let it dry out and give it a little bit of water here and there, but the foliage is going to start to die back. And when that happens, I just break them off and let it completely dry. Take the bulbs out and plant them in the garden, and then they'll do fine from there.
Okay. All right, 776-5368 or toll free 1-800-373-5368 and get your name in the hat. And again, one more time, for those of you who have all these blooming trees out there, like the plums, there is a spray you can put on it, and I'll have him explain this. But this actually stops that from happening, because those plums, I mean, yeah, they're pretty, but when they start to fall on the ground and squishy, boy, they can stain the sidewalk and everything else.
They can get quite messy. But yes, the Florel by Monterey is a really, really good product. It's actually a growth regulator, and it stops the flowers from actually producing fruit. So if you have plants that have a fruit like the flowering plum or something that has a seed like the sweet gums and things like that, if you don't want them to actually produce a seed or a fruit, then when they're in their flowering, from the middle point of flowering to the end of flowering would be the timing for putting this on. And you want to spray that on thoroughly You don't want to spray it so it's running off and getting all over the place, but you do want to thoroughly wet the flowers, and it works pretty good. There are a few cautions about it. It can burn some foliage, so you want to be careful with the plant material that's underneath. If you've got some stuff that's tender under there, throw some plastic down before you spray so that it doesn't get all over the place and on all that kind of stuff. All right.
All right, let's go to Gene. Hi, Gene. Thanks for calling in. And Gene has a question about how long to use the frost. Well, let me see if I can get Gene connected through the board here. You guys, there we go. Gene, you want to know how long do you use the frost cloth?
Yes. If you put it on during the night, do you take it off during the day and then put it back on again at night, or you know?
Well, what I recommend is that if it's going to be a beautiful sunny day, then go ahead and pull the frost cloth off and allow that to warm up through the day, and then put it back on at night. And if you secure it in such a way that you can open up one end of it and leave that and then close it again, that works really well. However, if it's going to stay cold, you can leave that frost cloth on over the top of those plants for several days without negatively affecting them.
This would be on a lot of pots in plants on my deck.
In that situation, you want to make sure that it's secured down to the deck or down below. I like to take and just put some heavy objects on it to hold it down in place, and then you can just kind of lift a few things off and lift up a corner of it and allow that some air to get in and sunshine to get through, and be fine.
And would I then be watering them at all, or?
Usually when they're underneath the cloth, you don't need to do much for watering, but if you're opening it up during the day, you may have to.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Gene. All right, 776-5368, couple minutes left. Let's go to Dave. Dave also fighting some moss, right, Dave?
Yeah.
Where, in the lawn or where?
Yeah, it's all over the front yard, the backyard. I went out and walked it yesterday, and it's more moss than grass.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's hard. Yeah, the iron, get some of the high-yield iron plus down on the lawn, and that'll help take care of that. And then once that moss dies, you can kind of reseed and see if you can get that to thicken up, that lawn to thicken up a little bit.
Now, once you reseed, you have to do it like you're starting a new yard. You have to put peat moss over it and keep it moist and all that, or can you just reseed right over the top of it?
This time of year, you really don't need to add a cover over the top of the seed, but watch for birds. If they see big patches of grass seed, they're going to come down and have a feast. So if that's the case, you may want to cover the seed. And as far as watering goes, it's not as much of an issue because we're cooler, so we're not having as much evaporation. But if it does warm up, you will have to increase your watering.
Okay, and then rake all that dead moss out, or is it fine to leave it?
It's fine to leave it, but if you're reseeding, it might be difficult to do. So it might be better if you're reseeding, and especially in your situation where you have a lot of moss, it might be better just to rake out what you can.
Just to rake it out. All right, very good. Thank you so much.
All right, thanks, Dave. All right, a couple seconds left. Let's see if we can squeeze in Kathy. Hi, Kathy. Are you there, Kathy?
Yes, I wanted to ask about St. John's wort. Can you kill it?
St. John's wort?
Yeah.
Yes, you can. Now, it's not too hard to dig up because the root systems don't go very deep. So you might try that first of all, and then whatever kind of comes back from that, use a product by Fertilum called Brush and Stump Killer, and it will do a great job in killing that and getting rid of it.
Okay.
Oh, thank you so much.
All right, you're welcome.
All right, thank you. All right, we got to draw a name here, Mr. Elbert.
All right.
Reach in there. Who's going to win the pot full of tulips here? And you can pick this up out at the Four Seasons Nursery and pick any color you want out there.
That would be Sheila.
Sheila.
Yes.
Sorry, Alex.
Yeah, sorry, Alex. I tried.
We tried hard, Alex. We really did. All right. And you're open 9 to 5, right on through the weekend. And then, of course, Easter you'll be closed. But you got all kinds of flowers and blooming things. And
oh, yeah. So we got 2 truckloads of stuff coming in today. So, I think 2 or 3 more truckloads coming next week. And so, yes, lots and lots of stuff coming all the time.
All right. So check it out. Four Seasons Nursery, Highway 62. Get off at Vilas Road, go up a little bit, and you'll see it there. Thanks, Tim.
All righty, thank you.
All right, we'll see you next time on Focus Today.
Hi, I'm Jim, and I work at theDove TV. Every weekday between 6 and 8 a.m., our award-winning news and sports team bring you the best morning show around. It's live, it's honest, and it's a whole lot of fun. And you help make it happen. Did you know that more than 90% of our income comes from people like you? You can help us continue to air local programs that share your voice by making a secure online donation at our website, thedove.us.